Bonjour, hello, welcome to MaxMountainWorld. Doing a little trip a little bit south today, down towards an area called Les-Orres de Verdon, which is a huge sort of canyon type place in the mountains. Situated down there is a little town, a little village called Castellane, which I first visited in 1979. And I've been there loads of times since, and the one thing I've been past, as usual, my holiday time off, a couple of weeks, do a bit of tourist stuff. So I'm going to visit a place that I've been intending visiting for ages. As a Citroen owner, I nearly sold the Saxo, but I've not done so. So quite interested in that. I've had a few Citroens in my day, so let's go and visit the Citroen Museum. So I've come down the motorway a little bit, just stopped here for a quick pee and get a coffee, and you can see, if I look in the mirror, you can see what I'm heading for behind me there is into that storminess. Usual situation just now, if you've seen my recent videos, that I get some really nice weather in the mornings, beautiful sunshine when I left this morning, and then storms in the afternoon and evening. So weather could get interesting too. This is Les-Orres de Verdon. It's a great driving road this. I've already passed a lot of really nice cars. Just recently, just off the top of my head, a Lamborghini Aventador S, 992 Porsche 911 Turbo S, McLaren 675 LT Spider, and I've just passed a Ferrari F8 Tributo. There's so many speed cameras along here, it's incredible. But yeah, there's just a lot of the car enthusiasts out today despite the weather. Beautiful place even when it's raining. And of course it's very difficult to get the camera out, especially in these weather conditions, to go car spotting, watching the vehicles coming the other way or whatever. Speed limit's very slow around here too, so not in a rush, but I've got about 20 minutes before I get there. I can add Aston Martin DBS V12 to that list. I can also add a couple of others. Mercedes AMG GTR Pro came past. Just all sorts, but I don't seem to have the timing right with the camera. Spectacular place. Okay, so I was just inside making sure they're okay with me doing a video on it. I've got my ticket, and that was the Jaguar, which isn't a Citroen. I think the Suzuki must be a visitor, and we got a DS outside. So yeah, let's go in. The ladies kindly offered to do a commentary for me on this, and no doubt that'll be in French, so I'll put in the odd comments and I can do my usual writing over in the edit as well. So Citroen Xantia, that's for sale. Citroen XM V6 exclusive. So let's go in, it's raining still. Citroen Museum, Musée des Citroën, après-guerre, un post-war Citroen Museum.
En état d'origine.
Oui.
Non restauré.
Oui, ok.
Et petit
kilométrage. Oui, j'ai vu le site avant de partir.
Ah, donc vous avez modèle, kilométrage et l'histoire de la voiture.
Oui,
Vous avez
d'accord.
aussi en anglais, en allemand.
Ah, super.
Les
Anglais,
voitures
c'est mieux
sont,
pour mes vieux.
oui, les voitures sont originales, except les cabriolets. Les DS Cabrio sont restaurés.
Oui.
Et la DS noire qui est ici,
Original de l'année 75 à Paris.
non, c'est la DS la plus vieille du monde.
Oui.
Octobre 55.
Oui.
Numéro 32.
Ah oui, 55, pas 75.
Non,
Ok,
55.
oui. Mais j'ai vu ça sur le site aussi.
Okay.
So this is the oldest DS in existence. This is exactly the display they had in the Paris Motor Show in 1955. A whole series of traction avant, the first cars with front-wheel drive from Citroen. And then I can't film all this in one go. DS, 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 the DS19. Wow, this is just awesome. And they're all sorts here. We've got an ambulance across the side there. We've got a convertible in a beautiful shade of metallic purple. Another one, grey. Look at the red interior, just beautiful. And then there's a whole host more. I'll go through these. As I say, I've owned a few Citroens, driven a whole load more, so those will be of particular attention to me. I just love the way this place is set up too. Just little shop and also can't forget the little guy's toys as well. A couple more toys on the wall. Beautiful estate. These are absolutely immaculate, and you can see the stuff behind for the ambulance one. Metallic gold. Just never seen so many in one place. Almost did one time up one of the mountain passes when a Citroen DS Owners Club turned up. Here's a Citroen GSA. Mum and Dad used to have one of these. Another little toy in the background. Prototype Citroen. And then a couple more prototypes. 3 in one go here. Something explaining the rotary Wankel engine or Wankel engine that's in these. And indeed we can see we've got engines here. Wow. A lot of the giveaways are obviously in the badging of the cars. DS21, a D Super, DS23 Palace. Palace was the executive top of the range model. DS20, DS23 again. DS or DS Super 5 sort of thing. And this one, the DS21 injection electronic. Citroen SM here. You can see how far back the engine is. Really ahead of its time with the front mid-engined format. This one, the SM injection with the Maserati engine in it, and back to a carbureted version. We have Citroen CX, 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 CX Estate. This is just bonkers. More of these XMs, V6 badges, a BX, another BX. That one was the high performance one, the 16 valve. Another BX, loads of BXs, and an AX. I've had AXs before. Mum and Dad had a couple in Spain as well. Oh dear. So just ignore this fella getting run over by an AX. Here's a Citroen Visa. I had one of them for many years. Bought it second hand, 3 years old, and it did me proud. What a fantastic car. Another Visa. Here's the LNA, which is, it's kind of like a Peugeot 104. And an Axel Enterprise, whatever that is. Must look it up. Another Citroen GS, the Basalt version. Another one. This is like the one that my mum and dad had, which is the estate version. Massive back end in it. I know we got a ride-on lawnmower in the back of it that wouldn't fit in the back of an Escort van. And all the different iterations. Another GSA was the second series of the original GS. And more. There's just dozens of these everywhere. So let's go past these and we'll go quickly look at something else here. There's the original GS Club, which is the same model Mum and Dad had, a different colour though. Ours was in that cream colour. Wow. I say no more. Back to our unfortunate friend there as well. And that, believe it or not, is a T for turbo, where it's got the extra intake on the bonnet. Turbo. This was one of the top of the range. In fact, it was the top of the range. The CX Prestige Turbo 2 car with ABS braking systems too. And all of these you can see sitting down on their haunches. They're on hydropneumatic suspension, which when you fire it up, it comes up. I don't see any of these in the up position, but then again, when they're parked for display, they need to be down to take the pressure off the hydraulic systems of the suspension and brakes and everything. But just incredible cars. Just behind this guy here, some of the interiors, I remember that one quite well. That was like the one that Mum and Dad had, with this really weird looking speedo display thing built into it, which was quite a thing. The CX had it as well. And then the Series 2 went more conventional with sort of sportier looking things. Little seat for if you get tired. There's 120 vehicles in here apparently. We have some of these as well, some more. Look at the font for that, that's bizarre. DS19, DS21, DS19s. That was a Jubilee Series Limited. Tableau Jaeger, beautiful. And then at the top, the dash off an SM. There's an engine from a DS21. Please look with your eyes only, don't touch. So this has got the gearbox, the hydraulic gearbox. You can see there's the gear selector, hydraulic control. It's just an awesome piece of kit. And the inboard disc brakes, which at the time, if I think right, were one of the first vehicles with disc brakes on it. And every car in French, German, English, all sorts of languages, fully explained what's what with it all. This explains a very early traction of all. You can probably hear the rain. It's an apt day for coming looking at a museum. The last time I was in a museum was in Martigny in Switzerland, where one whole level of a main museum there was all dedicated to cars, right back to day one car. And here is just as spectacular. As I say, Citroen, I've owned loads, my parents owned loads, family has had loads, and they're just great cars, and it's great to sort of consult the heritage here. Now that's the limit I can do. I'm going to go around and have a look and see all the info on them. If there's something I feel worth sharing, I'll carry on with that. There'll be something else. There's something I spotted on the way in that we're going to look at too. But anyway, thanks for watching. A few other folk taking advantage of the rainy day as well as me. Kind of difficult to get too near them with all the ropes, have to respect that. But this one, Henry Chaperon version, just look inside there, leather seating, oh, it's just beautiful. Woodwork, two-tone woodwork, two-tone leather, and of course that beautiful, beautiful metallic purple. And look at the wheels. And back to the ambulance one with its blue light on top. I love that. That's just awesome. One of the options back in the day was the spotlights as well, and they are even colour coded too. This is another convertible. Just awesome. I'd love to get inside one of these, but I can't. Here's another GS, or a G Super as it was known, and this was made in Yugoslavia under license. This particular car has 32 kilometres. Just behind it, a GS birotor, which is a twin Wankel engine job with a box. There's no clutch pedal in it, but it is a manual. It's an automated manual. Very early days for one of those. And there's another one with the birotor behind, and the rest of these were all boxer engines. You know, where the engine has opposing cylinders as opposed to a V or inline or whatever. But some of them are the original ones too. GS brake from 1983. The red carpet was laid out for this at the motor show as well when it was introduced, and we can see behind here how it was. That's from the video that they did for the introduction of it, where you can see the strange looking interior of it as well. Red carpet above, and also the fact that not only can the suspension be raised up, it can be raised right up to get a good ground clearance of objects if you come across them or whatever. I used to do that a lot with Mum and Dad's car in the snow. Even the gearbox explained as well, where you can start it with the handle, disc brake, and wow, that's the gearbox inside these things. And it's an explanation of the rotary Wankel engine in the display there too, in French referred to as the birotor. So we go back to this original DS, and one thing that is really cool is to see a little model of the same car, which brings me on to the final part of the video. Just before that, just discovered I've missed all this. 2 CVs. A 2CV golf cart. Wow, electric one. And also the Mahari 4-seater. That one's an emergency vehicle. You can see from the rescue people and the blue light on top. And then we go on to the Citroen Dianes, the next one up from the 2 CVs, Diane 6s. A Diane van, another, oh yeah, 2 CV van, an original 2 CV van with the ribbing on the front end there. Again, boxer engines all the way through there. And we've got the Type HZ, whatever. What a fantastic display. They've even got up a display of all the badges of all sorts here. All the picturesque badges. Wow. Let's pass a door here. That is super impressive. All the logos and stuff. as we got to the back end of another, well, it's a Type HY, this one. You look at the ribbing for strength and the panels and stuff. Some more Citroen Visas as well. This is one of the smaller ones with a boxer engine. One of the larger ones, more or less like the one I used to have. I think might find one closer to the one I used to have as well. This one seems to have a little bit of a uppy in the floor. We've got the AMI and another AMI, and more AMIs. Everyone's friends about here. AMIs, 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 AMI estate. Look at the back of that, it's like the old Ford Anglias. Wow. And one of the very, very first ones at the end here. It's bonnet almost open. How do you fancy a Citroen 2CV6 Charleston? And one for the kids. More 2CVs. Just a whole long line of them there. 1962 produced this, a Citroen 2CV 4x4. They've taken that off to show the mechanics of it. I mustn't... Obviously comfortable because it's got the cat sleeping there. Is that a live one or not? Yeah, it is. It's moving. Well, because it had two engines and two gearboxes linked together. A display with all the radio units that used to come with these as well. Or radio one. Look at these. Accessories. So just in the entranceway here at the arrival point, the shop, where they've got the owner's manuals and stuff as well. Models of almost every single type as well. Bits and pieces, indicator lights, brake lights, spark plugs, spotlights, the oils and things, the manuals. Just, it's never ending here. You can buy placemats for them too if you want. But yeah, models everywhere from that size. Put my hand against it just to show you the size of these, down to the little dinky toy size. And all over. You can buy some of these too. More t-shirts behind. Some of the original older models as well. You can buy them as well. So the only thing I've not spotted here, which is a bit strange, is I don't seem to have come across a Saxo.